Welcome to this week's episode of TRUUU Podcast. I'm your host, Alex.
And I'm your host, Drea.
And, today we're doing the same thing that we've been doing so far this season. So Drea is going to tell me something that I probably don't know, and we'll see how that goes.
I feel like we need to come up with a better way of introing our episodes this season, because every episode we're just well, we're doing the same thing.
Yeah, there's probably a point in there. That's true. But it's the most straightforward way of describing it, because that's really what it is. We're doing the same old thing, man. You're gonna tell me something that I don't know, and it'll probably be entertaining, I imagine.
Yes, ideally. Imagine it's something that you're just who cares?
Right, yeah. Well, we'll get into that in a second. So we're gonna do the other thing that we do all the time, which is our week update. So Drea, how's your week been?
My week has been okay. So yesterday I started student teaching, which is good. It's going well. I'm doing it with my high school English teacher, who I very much enjoyed when I had his class. It is a little bit different now because the school that I am doing it at is an IB school, which I don't know if you know what IB is. I know a lot of people don't know what it is, but basically it stands for Inter Baccalaureate. And it's an alternative to AP classes. So AP classes where you're studying all year to pass the AP test and get college credit. The IB program is more of instead of an individualized class that you're getting a credit for, it's a whole program that you go throughout high school, and you graduate with an IB diploma, and then you get X amount of credits in whatever topics or subjects that you took your classes in.
So because you already get credits for taking AP tests, or you should for most institutions, is the difference then you just get the IB diploma?
The difference is that so basically, here's the thing. So IB is really it's designed to help the students not only interact with each other more, but work more in collaborative settings. And it's not so assignment driven for that end of the year test. It's more of we're learning through the process, and as long as you pass the class, you're gonna move along. It's not AP test, if you take the whole class and you pass the class and then you fail the test, well, you don't get college credits. You know what I mean? So it's more of a comprehensive alternative, as opposed to AP is very specific. And whether it's better or worse, that's not for me to say. I am barely learning about it myself. But anyways, my whole point in bringing this up, so he is a teacher of IB English. So it's a little bit different than what I would see, I guess, if I was in a non-IB classroom. But it's really cool in that way, because it's basically he was telling me how there's certain stipulations that he has to follow for for it to be approved by the IB board or whatever. And I feel these requirements are very lenient, because basically there's 5 requirements. You have to teach 3, between junior and senior year, you have to teach 6 books. And of the 6 books, 3 of them have to be from different time periods. 2 of them have to be from different regions, different continents or whatever. And there's a few more, there's regulations like that. But other than that, it's he has free reign to select these novels that aren't necessarily your traditional novels that you would choose or that you would read in school, and then spend a whole year covering just 3 novels, and involving different activities and different workshops into that. So it's really, really cool to see and also be a part of, because obviously I'm going to be teaching also. And we've only started just yesterday and today. So I'm just dipping my feet in, but based off of what I've been seeing, it's really cool. And he also has this other class called Theory of Knowledge, which is part of the IB program also. And basically it's the whole class. It's just it's kind of like Socratic Seminar, but minus the intricacy of it all. Like, you know how like Socratic seminar, it's like an inner circle, outer circle, and there's like roles and stuff. Instead of that, it's like kind of the same concept of discussion, but free reign with the whole class. And it's like anything and everything is broken down and questioned, and it's really intense. And I'm just like, whoa, this is like a college level class. Really cool. So that's been fun. I've been doing that the past 2 days. Before that, on Sunday, I went and I hung out with my friends from college who are also starting like their student teaching. It was like a last like, we got this. And I watched Jumanji 2 with them because they'd never seen it. And they were like, because the last time we hung out, I had them watch Jumanji 1, the remake, and they liked it, which they were like, surprised they liked it because they were just like, I thought this movie was gonna be so stupid. And then when I made them watch the second one, I was like, arguably, I feel like it's better than the first one. And then they watched it and they were just like, I kind of want to say it's better. And I'm like, I told you.
It's a good sequel.
It was really good, but that was really fun. Other than that, I mean, I did a few other things like you, but I feel like I'll leave that for you to discuss in your week update. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've got. Not too much going on in my life other than just, you know, student teaching taking on my whole life. How about you?
Right, Alex? Yeah. So my week's been pretty chill. Let's see. What all have we been doing? You know, just like preparing for, you know, the start of the year stuff, because there's a lot, you know, going on there. It's been nice, you know, having more people around in the office. That's been cool. You know, just chill work things. Oh, so I told you about this a little bit, but you can react to it because it's that level worthy. So on Friday, we discovered a smell in our office, and we think that there's a dead animal somewhere.
Good
And
stuff.
Guess what? It's still there.
Oh my gosh. And you had to go in today?
Yeah.
Oh no.
So, but it's been getting like less and less smelly. So I think it's starting to maybe dissipate, or maybe just, you know, in the decomposing process, stop the smelling part, I guess. I don't know. But it's still there. It's still not fun. So there's that. And then like the big like things that we did. So I finally caught up on Brooklyn Nine-Nine just in time for us to watch me and Eduardo to watch the new episodes together. So that was fun. Had a whole, you know, hangout about it, which was a good time. Also watched Legally Blonde that night, which was a good time because Legally Blonde's always a good time.
Also, I was appalled at the fact that Eduardo didn't remember it.
Remember Legally Blonde?
Yeah, like when he was watching it, he was like, I don't remember this happening. Remember?
Yeah, well, that's like the least surprising Eduardo thing to do, I feel. I mean, I agree that someone should remember that movie. Yeah. But also that's like the classic Eduardo.
Okay.
Because he just lives to make us mad.
He lives to irritate us. I feel that.
And then on a Saturday night, we went out on a double date.
We did. It
was
the
fun.
First of many. Hopefully, I don't know.
I mean, I don't see why not.
Well, as long as Michael liked us.
I mean, he did.
We had fun. I mean, I feel like obviously the first time I met him, like I didn't get to like get to know him more. So it was nice to have more in-depth conversations. And I feel like me and Aaron, and I hope okay, here's the thing. When we were there, we got into like really in-depth conversations where like me and Aaron were like not arguing, but like kind of arguing with each other. And I hope that like Michael wasn't like uncomfortable, like he's not used to, like me, you know, being around me and Aaron, and like that's just our dynamic. No, I was like thinking about that later. I was like, I hope we didn't make him like be like, whoa, I don't want to see fighting.
No, we both had a really good time. That's like good. It's kind of funny because like, and Michael had said this too, like when we were talking about like really like hanging out together, like me and him like talking about how we wanted to like really like hang out with you guys. Yeah. And how he was just kind of like, because one thing that was in the air supply like from the beginning of when we like got serious or like started dating like for real was that like you had really wanted to watch the last Harry Potter with him. Like he wanted to experience that with him.
Yeah.
And his whole thing was just kind of like, just how like going to a movie like for a first date is bad, like a bad date idea. I think it'd be the same thing for meeting Drea, because you can't get to know each other that way then.
I feel
So
that.
like, so by the same like measure, it's like we're going, like us as a couple are going on a date with you as a couple. So like to me, it was like this, you know, bodes well that we have been like here. Like we went to eat dinner at Eureka in Claremont, and then shortly thereafter we got like these mini pie things from some pie place down the street. And like we hung out for like 4 hours. So I'm just like, that's a good date.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, like, I feel like we just kept on getting into conversations that like dug a little bit deeper and then dug a little bit deeper. And then by the end, I was like, I'm tired.
Well, yeah, because we were out pretty late. I mean, 10 or so. So
it was late. It was, by my standards, it was late.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, no, we had a good time.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Speaking of Michael real fast, sorry, listeners are just like, we're not here to talk about your personal life. But if he wants to join Brooklyn Nine-Nine, because we have a Brooklyn Nine-Nine viewing every Friday for the new episodes, we could watch Harry Potter afterwards.
That is an excellent point. However, we'd have to watch part 1 first, unless you wanted to watch part 1 as well.
Oh God. Are you not like,
well, not all in one night
this week?
Well, yes, I am seeing him this week. We're figuring out our schedules.
Okay.
For the rest of the week.
We'll pencil in some part 1 viewage, and then we can watch part 2.
I'll run it by him.
Okay.
Amazing. Anyway,
go ahead. Nothing so unimportant. Go ahead.
Okay. Let's see what else is there. You know, nothing much else. Just like, you know, chill weekend things. Oh, that's one thing. So on Saturday, because you listeners have been a part of this saga with me.
Yeah, I know where you're going.
That I finally got my car title in the mail. You guys, praise Jesus, hallelujah.
I love it.
Finally, so ran it like as soon as I opened the envelope from the mail, I like drove over to AAA to get like the paperwork submitted to fix my name on it. So amazing. I finally have my registration under my correct name, and in a couple of weeks I'll have my correct title, and then it'll be all done. It'll just be over.
That's awesome. It has been long in coming, and I'm glad it's finally over for you.
Yeah, I've been really waiting for it to be over. But as far as my week goes, that's pretty much it. But it's been some good things in there.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's a really good segue actually to the topic today. And it's something that I think is going to be super, super interesting, and something that I think Michael will think is super, super interesting. But when we were hanging out on Saturday, the topic of dogs came up.
Oh, Lord.
And so Alex's boyfriend is really keen on getting a pug. And Alex has recently been swayed to getting on this boat. I obviously am the captain of the boat. And so for my topic, I want to give you some pug facts. So buckle up.
Oh my goodness, pugs. Why? All right, okay. Here we go. Let's do this.
So this is like haphazard research that I did yesterday. So yesterday we're recording this on a Tuesday. We usually record on a Monday. And the reason we didn't record yesterday was because I fell asleep. And here's the thing. So I got home from student teaching, and let me tell you, like, doing things in the world with like a lot of people after not doing things in the world with a lot of people for like over a year is really tiring. And so I got home from student teaching and I was exhausted, but I had like a few like homework assignments I had to do for my classes. So I like literally powered through it, and then I knew we had to record. So I was like, oh, let me just do this topic really fast. And I did the outline, and then I was like, okay, I'm just going to like rest my eyes for 1 second. And then I woke up at like 8 p.m. So
yeah, I was texting you. I'm just like, dude, what's the deal, man? Like, you haven't texted me back all day.
I know, it was my bad. I didn't realize how tired I was until, and then here's the thing. I slept from like, probably I fell asleep around 5:30 and then woke up at like 8. And then I went back to sleep at like 10 and slept until like 7 the next morning.
Right. Yeah.
I slept a lot last night. Anyways, okay. So I did haphazard research because, as I said, I was very exhausted, but I can, what's the word? Like what's the word when you add to something? Supplement. Thank you. I can supplement it with my own knowledge and experience. So here we go. I'm going fact by fact. The first one, if you feed your pug a top-notch diet, they can live up to 12 to 15 years, which might not sound that impressive. However, it is. So I think the average, okay, actually, let me look this up. The average dog lifespan is 10 to 13 years. So this is surpassing the average life dog span.
Well,
wait, what? Did you listen to what I said? The average life dog span. The average dog's lifespan.
You're falling apart here. But also, like, no, but for serious, isn't like dogs with the snouts like pugs have, like the compressed like snouts, don't they actually live less time than the standard dog? Because I thought it was like 8 or 9 years.
So great question. And let me skip ahead then to one of those little like fun facts. So dogs do have a variety of hereditary problems, which are a lot of times due to the short kind of like nose shape of their face. So they usually have issues with breathing. They can catch colds easily, and they sometimes have like eye and skin issues. However, all of those conditions are like easily remedied. Except for the breathing condition. Sometimes if you have like a pug who has kind of like smaller nostrils and the nose is really like far back, they will need to get like a nose job, which is a fix, but it's expensive. And I've known some people who have had pugs and who have gotten their dogs like nose jobs. I personally didn't have to, and my dog is a purebred, which against like what I actually wanted, but she is a purebred. And she is very fortunate to not have those issues. Like when she was a puppy and I took her to the vet specifically was like, oh, she has really large nostrils. She should be fine. And she really hasn't, like randomly she'll have like a little like asthma thing. But like for the most part, she's fine. And I think what you're confusing this with, Alex, is the condition that most King Charles Spaniels have, where it's not necessarily a snout thing, but it's a whole cranium issue where it's smaller than it should be. And that leads itself to very short lifespans because like the brain often will like press against the cranium, and that'll lead to like aneurysms and strokes. And I think King Charles Spaniels specifically, like 95% of them pass away due to like aneurysms and things of that nature. Which this is kind of like a really like divergent topic. I wasn't even planning to talk about King Charles Spaniels, but yeah, that's more of a serious issue than like pugs have, because pugs issues with their breathing is usually it's remedied.
Well, okay, fine. All right.
Okay, anyways.
Although I have to say that you're not selling me on a dog that will potentially have to get a nose job.
Well, I'm gonna get to I'll just wait. Okay, but so going back really fast to that, feeding them top-notch diets, they can live 12 to 15 years. And I'm here to say, and let me get my mic closer to me, I definitely do that.
Oh, I witnessed it.
Like laughing.
Why don't you describe the food that Choco eats?
Absolutely. So none of this Purina, IAMS, whatever, dog chow. My dog only gets the best. And yes. we cook her food. So we like boil her chicken. And like, it's really important that if you cook like your dog's foods, like you get like non-sodium meats. Anyways, so like it's like non-salted meat. So chicken, boiled, nothing added to it, sweet potato, carrots. We recently tried to switch her to like a broccoli pea kind of diet, but she threw it up. So we've just stuck with what works. She gets that on like snack time. She'll get like watermelon, or she really likes peanut butter. So like we'll give her like
actual meals.
Yeah, she loves watermelon. Oh my gosh. kills for it. They can't have like they can't have like grapes, like dogs can't have specific fruits, but like watermelon, give it to them. They love it. Just make sure there's no seeds. Yeah, so that's what we give Choco, and she is a very happy camper. And recently she's even more so happy because we had been like weaning her off of her food because she kept on like regurgitating it. And we were just like, oh, maybe she's like really full. Maybe we're feeding her too much. So we kept on like minimizing her food. And then we took her to the vet recently to like have a procedure, and they weighed her and she was 13 pounds. And like the normal weight for a pug is like 13 to 18. So she was like literally at the very bottom. So my vet's like, it's not concerning. Like she's still fine, but like she can stand to gain a few pounds. So she was like, so go ahead. And if you want to like start feeding her, like not necessarily bigger portions, but like more throughout the day, like smaller meals, but like more, go ahead. And so she has been living like, oh my God, eating so much. She's so happy. Okay. Enough about that. I didn't think I was going to spend so much time on this first fact. Okay. The next one. So pugs are specifically bred for companionship. They were bred by like the Chinese emperors back in the day, literally to sit on their feet and serve as like feet warmers. So this specific dog breed is very happy with a sedentary lifestyle, which is a really good like attribute to have for anyone who's not necessarily like what you would call like an active person. You know, like if you have like a golden retriever or something, like you gotta work that thing out. Like you gotta take it on hikes, you gotta take it on walks, you gotta take it to the dog park. Like you gotta be an active person. You have like a big dog. But this dog, if you want to just like have a little companion with you who like, you know, runs around the house and then sleeps for 4 hours to like regain power, this is the right dog. And they also love kids and families. So another little tidbit. Okay. I talked about the hereditary problems. And so going to your point earlier of like, you're not selling me on a breed that like could potentially need like nose jobs or whatever. So it is possible to get like lucky or just like, you know, like not face those issues like myself with a purebred who she's fine. But something that not only is recommended by like me or like your friend or someone down the street, but actually recommended by like the American Kennel Society or whatever, is to not actually get purebred pugs and instead get what they call retro pugs. And what that is just like pug derivatives. So like mixed breed pugs, because then with the mixed breed, it like avoids any like problems with the snout because usually it like pulls it out as opposed to like pushes it in. So some of the most recommended pug mixed breeds is, and I don't know how to really pronounce this one, but a dog, and that's a Dachshund pug. And I feel like because I really can't not do this, but I need to show you pictures of these combinations because why wouldn't I? So let me pull it up here. If you guys are watching on the YouTube, you're going to see this with us. Otherwise, Alex, you can describe what it looks like. Yes.
To the best of my ability, I'll describe what it looks like.
All right.
What am I looking
here
at?
You go.
What is that?
It's cute. Describe it.
I mean, it kind of just looks like a wiener dog, to be honest.
But look at the little
cute,
face. Though. It's cute. Tell me that's
I feel
not
like
cute.
The tail is like tempted to go into a little curl, like pugs kind of do a little bit.
Yeah, this one's more curled.
But I'm pretty sure, like, and here's the thing: I'm not saying that I am or not. I'm not one day gonna get a pug, you know, with Michael. There's a lot more steps that need to happen in order for that to become a reality. I'll just tell you that right there.
Yeah.
However, if we're talking hypothetically here, he's going to want an actual pug.
Okay. First of all, rude. These are actual pugs. Second of all, I'm not saying you have to get these. I'm just saying that this is what like is recommended by like the American Kennel Club, whatever. Okay. So that is the first recommended breed. The second one, and this one I'm very excited about, is called a porgy, and it is, as you can assume, a pug corgi mix.
That's gonna be absurd. Oh my goodness, that's actually really cute. I like that quite a bit.
Tell me this isn't hilarious looking. Like that is just something else. I'm dead.
That one's his pit bull pug puppy.
Oh, this one's pit bull. Oh, it's still cute though. All right, let's see. Maybe this one. Oh, that one's so ugly. Here we go. This is definitely a corgi pug.
So, people know what corgis look like, right? Like they're stubby little legs and such. Like it's exactly what you'd expect a mixture of a pug and a corgi to look like. It's like really strange, but yeah, it's funny.
It's cute. I'm definitely a proponent of like ugly dogs. Like, that like the uglier the better for me. Okay. So the next one is a pom pug, and this is a Pomeranian pug mix, which not everyone's fans of Pomeranians, but these are kind of cute. Tell me that's not cute. This one looks like a gremlin. I still think it's cute.
Yeah, it's really hard to kind of describe some of these. Like, I would just recommend you check out the YouTube and look, but it's like Animorphs, like the book. So like the book where like people are like transforming like into like animals, and like on the cover it shows like a transition of them, going.
Yeah.
Like this is like if you had like a Pomeranian on one end and like a pug on the other, or like just replace Pomeranian with like any other dog that you're gonna list here. Like whatever like breed mix it is, just like the middle transition point of the two things, the Animorph thing. And it's kind of like where it's just like, wait, you're not finished yet. You need to continue morphing.
Yeah,
so
I can
turn
totally
into something that makes sense.
This picture we're looking at specifically really calls to that, what you're explaining like really well to me, because there's like a picture of a Pomeranian and a pug, and then it's the breed next to it. So it just really looks like the transition.
Yeah.
That one would probably be cute because since Pomeranians are really petite also, the pug would probably be rather small. Okay, this last one that I have is, in my opinion, the weirdest one, but I haven't looked it up. Okay, I'm looking it up right now. I'm going to show you, and it's not that bad. It's a pug Jack Russell Terrier mix.
I'm into that.
Yeah, like it actually looks pretty normal. It just looks like a pug, but maybe a little bit bigger. Like it almost looks like a pug mixed with a boxer, in my opinion.
Yeah, kind of.
But yeah, Jug, this is what it is. These ones are cute. These ones I think are actually really cute. Okay. So yes, it is recommended to get mixed breeds. You can also always do like an 80% pug, 20% something else if you're really concerned. But like I said, I have a purebred pug and she's fine. So whatever. All right. So these little fur balls are often known to snort, snore, wheeze, and fart often.
None of that sounds very appealing.
Tell me that's not cute. Like if you have a little tiny baby and like he's just like farting, like that's so funny. Like it's funny. Like if your nephew farts, like is it not funny?
I mean, I guess.
See, it's the same concept. Like it's like it's not gross because they're so innocent.
I more take issue with the snoring, actually.
They usually only snore when they're overweight. My dog like rarely snores, and when she does, it's like not that bad. All right, coat colors. And this is interesting because I didn't know some of these. So obviously we have your generic fawn pug, which if you know what a pug looks like, it's what it is. But there's also a shade called apricot, and it's kind of this reddish hue that is similar to the fawn, but like just a little bit red. So you can kind of see a fawn in the middle, the red on the right, and the black on this picture I'm showing you. Yeah, so it's kind of cute. So there's black, fawn, apricot. There's also one that is silver.
What?
Yeah, I've never heard of this one, but it's really cute.
Yeah. Actually,
I really like it.
My cousin in Idaho had pugs like these.
Really? I've never heard of this ever. But they're super cute.
Fat pugs.
Well, and then the last one is a white pug, which I personally love. I think they're so cute.
I told you guys when we were out, because you had told us this when we were out on Saturday night. I was like, I am into the white pug.
Yeah, they are so cute. It's crazy. But I've never, like, I know I follow an Instagram the Instagram itself is ridiculous because it's like this like pig family and it's like a bunch of pigs that they dress up or whatever. And they're the only people I've ever seen own a white pug like in the real world. Other than that, I like never see it. So if you come across one, I'd to get it right away. All right. So although the fawn colored pugs are the most popular, they are double coated. So they shed a considerable amount. So something to consider.
Eek.
So yeah, like, and only the fawn color is a double coated. A group of pugs is called a grumble.
Okay.
Which
is
a
grumble of pugs.
I have nothing to add.
Noun for it.
I have nothing to add to that except for the fact that it was hilarious.
I'm really a fan of collective nouns, so I like knowing that. That's a good fun fact.
That is a good one. I actually follow like a guy on TikTok who like makes fun of the English language, and he's always like pretending to be the people who are coming up with like names of things. And like he always does like collective jokes. So like he'll be like, okay, so what do we call this animal? A goose. What do we call like multiple of them? Geese. How about this animal? Crow. How about multiple of them? A murder. And he's like, are you sure? It's like things like that. It's so funny. Anyway, okay. So, and here's another thing about just like pug care. But if you bathe them or you shower them, they need to be dried off like completely. And the reason for this is because they obviously have a lot of face wrinkles. And if they're not like dried properly, it is possible that like bacteria can grow in like their little folds in their face. So something to be aware of. And it's recommended that between baths, you like wipe them down with baby wipes. I personally don't do this, but I guess
see myself doing that.
I don't do that, but I guess there was a time when Choco was a baby and she did get like a little bit of an infection, not an infection, but like irritation in her like little face creases. And at that point we were like cleaning it out with like baby wipes until it cleared up. But like that was the only time I did that. Anyway, this is one of the most ancient canine breeds, and they date back all the way to 700 BC in China. And the emperors of China adored these dogs so much that they had their own servants.
The dogs did?
The dogs had their own servants. Like specifically, there were servants dedicated to just caring for the dogs.
Well, I bet Choco feels that way too.
Well, I mean, yeah, obviously. We're not her family. We're just her carers. Yes. Okay, the next couple of little facts that I have for you, I think are going to be of like a specific interest. And before I move into it, I do have a question. So people from Holland, what are they called?
The Dutch.
Okay, I wanted to make sure. I didn't know if like this was inaccurate because I was like, are they the Dutch? I thought that was just the Netherlands. I didn't know if it was both. Okay. So pugs originally reached Europe when they were smuggled over by Dutch traders, and they were an instant hit with upscale society in Europe. And so in Holland, pugs were made the official canine of the House of Orange because they were believed to have saved William of Orange's life when they alerted him to Spanish invaders. And so going off of that, William of Orange and his wife, Mary II of England, loved pugs so much that they actually took the pugs over to England when Mary II like took on the throne. And then in France, Marie Antoinette also took a huge liking to pugs, and hers was named Mops.
Okay.
Queen Victoria loved them so much that she made clipping of their ears illegal while she was in reign. Well, not illegal while she was in reign, but like while she was in reign, she made it illegal because she was like, that's cruelty to the dogs. And then the last one I have is Doug the Pug is considered the king of pop culture with 3.8 million followers on Instagram.
So does that mean that he's just the most popular dog page?
I think so. I don't know. It just said he was a king of pop culture. I'm like, sure. I mean, everyone knows Doug the pug. Okay. So those are like the little like fun facts that I found, but I have just a little like facts of my own that like are just, they're not rooted in fact at all. They're just my stupid little facts. Okay. So I strongly, and this is actually a little bit rooted in fact, because I have seen like not documentaries, but like National Geographic episodes on this, but pugs specifically, I think have like the strongest personality of all dog breeds. And they're often like considered the clowns of the dog community.
Yeah, I can believe that.
which sometimes could be problematic with other dogs, because like I know that there's other dog breeds that don't really like pugs because other dog breeds like don't like how clownish they are and they get annoyed with them easily. But for me, I'm like, for humans, I personally have never met a person who's met a pug, interacted like, you know, for long periods of time with it, who have not completely fallen in love with the damn pug. Oh, I'll edit that out. Sorry. I just think that they have this way with their little like ridiculous personalities of like worming their way into your heart. And like, it's just, you can't even explain why you love them. You just love them. Okay. They're super bougie. I think they're one of the most bougie breeds. And I think it goes back to their royal years.
What do you mean by bougie?
So like my dog, like, okay, like she knows like the reason we feed her human food and we cook for her is because she will not eat other food. Like we've given her like dry food, like kibble and stuff before, and she'll immediately throw it up. Like she's like, hell no, I'm not eating this. Like she knows. And then like she knows how to sit, like she knows the command sit, but she will not do it if she's on like tile floor or like hardwood floor, like anything hard. If she's on a couch, if she's on a bed, if there's a pillow underneath her, she'll sit. She knows it. But if she's on tile, she's like, I'm not sitting on that thing.
What a bratty dog.
They're bougie, I'm telling you. Like, and then like okay, so and this might be a my dog specifically thing, but like this is definitely something she does. But like if other dogs come around her or she's in a place where she feels uncomfortable, she will like put her little paws on me and like look at me like, pick me up now. And I'll pick her up. And then once she's in my arms, then she'll like look at like whoever is around her and she's like, but if I put her down, she's like, pick me up. But like once I'm holding her, she's like, who are you losers? Like she has such a like, no,
that she has the high ground.
I can't with her. She kills me. And like that kind of like goes back to the whole personality thing. Like they have these little attitudes, and like when you talk about it, it's like, oh my god, what a brat. But then when you're interacting with you, you're just like, I hate how cute you are. Like it just opens your little heart. Okay. Okay, when I was writing this, I was like really like sleepy and delusional. My next fact is that they're the cutest puppies, like when they're puppies, out of all breeds, in my opinion, because they're tiny and they're babies and they look like little peanuts, and I'm dead. Like they were, I don't know if you ever met Choco when she was a puppy, but oh my god, she like fit in my little hand like this, and she just, her little face, and she didn't bark, and she just looked at you and she was like, they're the cutest dog breed. Like I don't care what you say, they're the cutest.
Yeah, I had gone over to your apartment when you had first gotten her, and she wasn't house trained yet. Like she was in the process, so she was like, she had peed everywhere like when I got over there.
Yeah, that makes sense. That sounds about right. There was like one time my friend Amanda came over when she was a puppy also, and like Choco had never met her, but like Amanda walks in and Choco like runs out of her little crate, and like because we had like laminate flooring in the apartment, and she like slid on her back to her feet on the laminate, and like as she's sliding on her back, she's like peeing. And I was like, oh my god. It was really funny to watch though. And then the last thing I have is that black pugs are underrated. I'm here to say it first. Like, don't sleep on the black pugs. I have a black pug and she stole my little heart. And my dad, so when I got her for the first time, my dad was just like, why did you get a black pug? And then now, like literally, if you ever bring up the topic, he's just like, I think black pugs are the cutest ones.
The most biased opinion I've ever heard.
100%, 100%. But I think black pugs are underrated. I don't think enough people have them. I don't think they're out in the world enough.
Well, if it would satisfy you, like when you're talking about pug colors earlier and you're saying like the most like popular color is the fawn color, like that didn't register in my mind. Like whenever I think about pugs, I think about black pugs, probably because of Choco.
Probably because of Choco, because you've interacted with her. But no, yeah.
I didn't, obviously I didn't care ever that much about pugs, so that knowing which color is the most popular didn't really cross my mind. So your pug's the popular pug color in my mind.
Well, that's reassuring, but also time to change that loser mentality, Alex. All right. And so I'm done with pugs, unfortunately, but I hope that inspired you. But before we end it, I do have just like random other dog facts that I think are fun.
Sure.
Okay, so the first one is the Labrador Retriever has been the American Kennel Society's top 10 most popular breeds list for 30 consecutive years, longer than any other breed.
Okay.
Which I think is valid because it's like, I feel like a lab is like the most common dog I ever see. All right, the next one. A dog's nose print is unique, much like a person's fingerprint.
I don't know if you knew that. So more so than like not a paw print, wouldn't be like the nose prints more.
It'd be their nose print. Yeah. I don't know if you've noticed like dog paws. They're not really like, they don't have a lot of ridges. They're more like little like
just pads.
So that makes sense to me. Yeah, like pads.
Okay.
All right. 45% of US dogs sleep in their owners' beds. Where this data is coming from, I don't know.
I can believe that.
Okay. Well, you finish your point first.
Well, that wouldn't happen in like my household, but I can believe it.
Currently, in your current household. Michael, chime in. Okay, so I actually have a really quick anecdote about this fact that I think is really interesting. Where did I hear this on? I was listening to a podcast or whatever, and they were like talking about like miracles or like, I don't know, things in life. And they were talking about this woman who like swore by having dogs sleep in your bed. And they were like, why? Okay. And so like, I guess like she had a dog, and every single night, like she would get into bed and the dog would be like really, really adamantly like trying to like nose her back. And she'd be like, stop, like get off of me. And it was like so much so that she started like looking at her back in the mirror, and she was just like, what the heck is on me? Like, did I get something on me? Like, what is this? And she didn't see anything. So she was like, whatever. But this kept happening like every single night. When she would lay down, the dog would like freak out at her back. And so she eventually was just like, what is happening? So she like went to the doctor, and she's like, I just want to like make sure everything's okay because like this is weird. And they did like a little CAT scan or whatever it is, MRI, I don't know what it was, but they did a scan of her, and they found out she had like a tumor growing in her back where the dog was like nosing. And so because she like caught it early, they were able to like remove it, and like ultimately like her life was saved. And she was like adamantly like a proponent for dogs sleeping in your bed because she's like, they have such like such sensitive receptors that they can pick up on like an anomaly happening in your body and like, like save her life. And I thought that was just a really cool story because I was like, wow, imagine.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Well, there you go.
All right. Well, anyway. So, okay, my next one. All dogs dream. However, puppies and senior dogs dream more frequently than adult dogs.
Oh, okay.
Which is fun. Dogs curl up in a ball when they sleep to protect their organs, a hold over their earlier days in the wild when they were like vulnerable to predator attacks. Which I think is like really funny. Like when dogs like don't sleep up, like curled up like that, when they sleep like with their belly up, I'm just like, wow, you are far removed from your like vicious days.
Or you could say that means that they feel safe wherever they're at.
I just think it's funny. I think it's okay. Here's another thing. This is a tangent, but I always think it's really funny when Like, for example, if my dog is like cuddled up to me in a blanket and I'm holding her little body, you know, and I look at her and I'm just like, wow, this is such a trippy thought to me that like you once were like this mighty wolf and now I have this like wild animal like sleeping like a baby in my arms.
So my brother, I'm pretty sure it was Matt, but this was like maybe a year ago, a long time ago, but sent a meme to me and Jake about like basically that comparison, like how, you know, how wolves eventually became like domesticated dogs and whatever, showing like, oh, the mighty wolf, and then like present day dogs, which was a pug in the meme, and it was probably wearing some like weird like outfit or something. It was like, this is where the wolves have gone to now. And it's like, I don't know what kind of wolf a pug came from.
Hey, they're one of the most ancient dog breeds, so they're not that far off. But yeah, I don't know. It's just a thought I always have. Like, I always like ponder over it. So it's funny to me. Anyways, okay. So here's a fun fact for health. And so human blood pressure goes down when petting a dog, and so does the dog's.
That makes sense. I mean, like you think about how, one, emotional support animals, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the emotional support part is a part of their title, but then also like when I was an intern, I think at Fox, like they were doing like a health week sort of thing, and then one of the features they had was they brought in puppies, so you could do like a little puppy petting zoo thing to like relieve stress. I'm just kind of like, yeah, man, I believe it.
Man,
petting dogs is great,
literally. And I think it's fun that like it also like not only benefits the human, but it's like a symbiotic like response where the dog's blood pressure goes down. Like I'm like, oh, that's so freaking cute.
That is very heartwarming, because here's the thing. I feel like the tone of this podcast make it seem like I don't like dogs, and that's not at all true. I love dogs. I think dogs are like one of the greatest things ever. I love that they're just out here in life being like, I want to love you.
Yeah.
Like that's a great, personality trait for an animal to have. I'm all for it. I love dogs. So I'm just kind of like, hey, I want to pet that dog for sure.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I just think that pugs are ridiculous.
I think you're ridiculous, Alex. Anyway, okay, let's move on here. And so this one, okay, this is actually what I was looking at before we started the podcast because I needed to see a picture of it. So the Norwegian Lundhund is the least popular dog breed and the only dog breed created for the job of puffin hunting.
Okay.
Let me show you this dog.
Does it look like a werewolf or something? Is that why no one wants it?
I don't think so. So you describe it. Tell me what you think.
I think that it kind of actually looks like a mixture of like a wolf and a fox, you know?
Yeah, it definitely does.
It's like a really, really skinny, like wolf looking deal.
Yeah. It's cute in my opinion.
But it has like a fox face.
Yeah. And the most interesting thing, Alex, about this dog is this.
Oh, interesting. So it has an extra toe coming out of its like thumb area. If you could equate it to almost like a thumb, it has another smaller toe coming out like the joint. It looks like.
So it really is just like a 5-fingered hand, because you know how dogs, they have the 4 little fingers and then they have the one up on like their arm. It's like instead it's like the 5th one, the thumb is like there with the hand in the paw.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It really is interesting. And another interesting thing which I hadn't noticed before is this. What is going on here?
Ooh. Okay, so in this picture it's the dog, right? And then someone's like bending their head all the way backwards, so like their chin's like facing like the air and whatever. It's kind of like, are you trying to break that thing's neck? What's going on here? Are they just like super flexible?
Look at this. I guess this dog has like a weird, okay, because this must be like a thing that people are like showing that they can do, because it has like that neck flexibility to like face all the way up, like all the way up and
like
back.
Arm flexibility. Yeah,
the arms are like straight out. Like it's pretty wild. Look at this. Like the dog's doing it on their own. They're doing the neck thing on their own.
It's like an owl.
So yeah, the dog can look backwards basically by like craning their neck all the way back. So it's really wild. I personally would want this dog just on how crazy looking it is. Like, tell me that doesn't look like something I would want. Like, oh my God. All right.
Oh,
Enough with that dog. That was fun though. Okay. Greyhounds can beat cheetahs in a race, while cheetahs can run twice as fast as greyhounds. They can only maintain that 70-mile-per-hour speed for about 30 seconds, whereas a greyhound can maintain a 35-mile-per-hour speed for about 7 miles.
Oh, well, I mean, that's the whole greyhound thing. Like, that's, I'm sure, why they use for the buses Greyhound, you know, as their mascot. So
yeah,
makes sense.
Yeah, greyhounds are historically used as racing dog, which I'm not getting into. I think it's actually not fun or like humane for them, but they are used as racing dogs. Okay, and then my last one, some dogs are taller, heavier, but according to the Guinness World Records, a Mastiff named Zorba is the world's overall largest dog. Zorba weighed 343 pounds and measured over 8 feet from his nose to his tail. He is described, last sentence. He's been described as being about the size of a small donkey.
I'll tell you what, because my good friend in high school, her boyfriend's family had Mastiffs. Those things, like, I love dogs, but those things kind of terrified me.
Really?
They were gigantic. Like, literally, if they were to like jump up, they'd probably be like as tall as you.
Yeah, they're big.
So like they'd just knock you right over. Like, if they really wanted to eat you, easily done, because they're heavy too. Like, they're just as tall as you and would probably outweigh you.
Mastiffs are big. For me personally, and here we are going into like a little like bias section of the podcast. And I'm not here to say that I'm like right or anything, but for me, the dog that scares me is not the Mastiff, because I feel like they're like giant, but like at the same time, like the ones I've interacted with have been very sweet. But the dog that scares me is Rottweilers.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I hate to stereotype a dog because, you know, it's all about breeding, or not breeding, but like upbringing and like training and like who you are as a pet owner. But every single Rottweiler I have ever interacted with has been a little demon dog. And I live across the street, like catty corner to these people who have 2 Rottweilers, and like literally once a week, like it sounds like they are tearing each other apart. Like, it is the most guttural, awful sounds that I hear coming from that house with the dogs. And it's not like the sounds of like a human abusing a dog. Otherwise I would like call up authority. It is like dog on dog. Like, they are having a brawl, and it stresses me out. I don't like Rottweilers. It's the only breed I don't like.
Have I told you that we had a Rottweiler once?
No.
Yeah. So when I was really little, we had a Rottweiler named Brutus.
Oh my God. Just add to it.
Yeah. Very Rottweiler name, right?
Yes.
Can't pronounce that. Anyway, so I actually was kind of afraid of Brutus, only because
his name was Brutus.
No. So
I would be afraid because of that name.
So in our backyard, like, we used to have like this, like, we had chain link like area where he was like kind of cordoned off in. Just like be kept in, and then like he had gotten out once and I was in the backyard and he kind of like bowled me over. Not that he was being like really aggressive with me or anything. I don't think it was anything like that. He was so big and I was so small that he did like knock me over, and that made me kind of scared of him thereafter. But he wasn't a bad dog,
I'm sure. And like I said, like, I'm sure Rottweilers aren't bad dogs. It's just my personal experiences with them have been negative.
Right. I mean, I don't know much about them because I haven't like looked into it at all, but maybe it's possible that they're just a more aggressive type of dog, you know?
Yeah, I think, and I don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure one time I heard that the most aggressive dog breed was the Chow Chow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which is really interesting because they look like little teddy bears.
Yeah.
You know what the Chow Chows are, right?
Oh, absolutely. Because my dog that I had, okay, so I told you about like our whole dog saga, right? Like, we had
freeway.
We had the Boston Terrier named Poppy who had babies, the German Shepherd. And then the one that we kept from that litter, Brownie. Her baby daddy was
Chow. Yeah, I remember it was a Chow Chow. I remember you told me this.
Yeah, because her puppies ended up looking real strange.
Yeah, Chows are actually really cute, but I hear that they're the most aggressive breed, which I think is wild, but
they look like they'd be too high maintenance with all their fur. Like, look at that. It looks like a really furry bear.
It really is just the most wild thing. I do really love their blue tongues, though. I think that's so cute.
Cute blue tongues.
So now that we've come really to the end of the podcast, I think the best way to like end it is just me showing you a few of my favorite dog breeds. I'm going to show you like 5 and then we'll be done.
All right, fine.
So this dog breed is actually like one that I've been trying to get everyone and their mom to get, and nobody wants to get it. And I don't understand why.
You were trying to force this on me the other day. Like, you were just talking to me about this.
Yeah, it's a Shetland sheepdog, and they are the cutest thing in the whole world. Like, here's a picture of a literal full-size collie, and basically the Shetland sheepdog is like a mini me. Like, it's not all the maintenance of the full collie. It's like a small package.
It's still a lot of fur.
But here's the thing. I had one of these dogs when I was a little kid, and it was the best dog I've ever had in my life. Like, even my parents will be like, oh, Gina was the best dog we ever had. She was so sweet. She was so smart. She was so low maintenance. Like, I know it looks like a lot because of the fur, but we never got her groomed and she was fine. This is exactly what she looked like, this fur coat. They're so cute. Look at this one. Tell me that's not amazing.
I like the color of that fur. I'm skeptical though about the hair maintenance.
I mean, I would never say do what my family did and like not get her groomed ever. But I mean, it's like any dog you get, you're gonna have to get it groomed. Like they're just so beautiful, so majestic, and honestly, like I think the best dogs ever. All right. So here's one that might be up your alley, but it's a specific one. So I know you like corgis. This one is a specific breed of corgis. It's called a cardigan Welsh corgi.
Cardigan.
Tell me that's not so cute.
It's definitely a lot less furry looking.
It's so cute.
I kind of like the original corgis better, to be honest.
You're so basic. I'm not
saying that it's hey,
look at this. Look at the little eyes.
I don't think that's, a part of what corgis are, because what she's showing for the people who are just listening, on the podcast area, she's showing me a corgi, this cardigan corgi that has 2 different color eyes. I'm just like, other dogs have that,
Yeah, but this one, like the fur coat of the cardigan Welsh corgi is so cute. It's like spotted and like black and gray and has a white neck and like, they're so cute. I love them. Whatever, Alex. Okay. I'm gonna show you one.
I like their little legs. Okay.
Oh my God. I already know that you're gonna say, what the hell is that? But sorry.
Okay. That picture. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 over, but the second row. That's the most horrible thing I've ever seen in my entire life. What is that? Gross.
It's so cute. Okay, so I'm showing her Brussels Griffon. They kind of honestly look like pugs to me, but they're like a derivative of pug. I actually really I specifically like the short-haired.
Okay, so I'll say this. They have Chewbacca face.
But like
they have Wookiee faces.
Tell me that's not the cutest thing ever. I'm dying. I want one so bad. Like, look how like derpy they are.
They're certainly derpy, yes.
Oh my God, I love them. I want one so bad. If I were to get another dog, I would really want this breed.
So the one the picture right next to it, that's an Ewok face.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what Ewok looks like.
I just love this dog breed. I think they're so funny looking and just like, oh my God. Here's actually another breed that I was going to show you, but I was just like, you're going to hate it so much. Maybe I just shouldn't. It's called a Pekingese. Have you heard of these?
Ugh, no thanks.
Oh my god. They are like little mops. Like literally just imagine a mop dog and that's what it is. Like look at it running. What is that?
I hate it.
I love it so much. Like I need Michael to watch this YouTube, like on the YouTube, because I need his opinions on these dogs. Because if we have the same opinion on pugs, maybe we'll have the same opinion on these dogs. I think they're hecka cute. All right, I'll leave you with one that I think you might like, just, based off of my vibe I get from you. Let me think really fast. Which one do I want to show you? Talk to us, Alex, while I think about this.
For whatever reason, like seeing the Pekingese like really reminds me of like a commercial that like was out in the 90s, but I can't remember what it was.
A commercial out in the 90s, like,
yeah,
on like oh, I think I know. Is it this one? The one with, hold on. Oh no, where is it? Hold on. I spelled mascot really wrong. This.
No, not at all, but that's hilarious. Like, I obviously remember that from like life, from being a kid, but I'm just like, seriously, what is that?
I don't know. So what I'm showing her is the commercial from the 90s that is the mascot of Honeycomb cereal. And if you grew up in the 90s, you should know what I'm talking about. If you're not, literally Google Honeycomb cereal mascot and you'll know what we're talking about. It's nightmare fuel.
Yeah, look at the one with behind the girl.
Which one?
Towards the bottom of your
this
screen.
This one? Oh my god, that's demon. That's awful.
Oh man. Okay.
Some of the stuff from the 90s, it's just, what is this? All right, we're gonna get out of this territory. Okay, I thought of one. Oh my gosh, I think this is how you spell it.
Okay.
Look at this dog.
Oh my goodness. So recently, you guys, so recently I've actually, like, for realsies gotten on TikTok, which I've been resisting for a really long time because I'm just like, dude, like, what is this even about? No lie, one of my favorite TikTok channels
is this dog.
I
love it
because I'll send you something, Drea, from that.
Yes.
It's so cute and so funny. But yeah, this is literally like something I just looked at.
That's so funny. So what I'm showing her, and I actually don't know how to say this correctly, but the Samoyed dog, and it kind of looks like a white, like full on white, like fluffy husky, like
it kind of looks like a cross between a husky and a Shiba Inu.
Kind of. Yeah, but like fluffier.
Yeah,
I agree with that. I think they're so cute.
They're really cute as puppies. They look like they'd be giant dogs though.
Oh yeah, how big are they? How big?
Samoyed, how big?
Okay, the Samoyed is a substantial but graceful dog standing anywhere from 19 to a bit over 23 inches at the shoulder. What does that mean? At the shoulder?
Literally how tall it is off the ground.
Well, here's like a visual.
Yeah, they're huge.
They're pretty big. I mean, it's like a big dog, All right, well, that's pretty much it. I'll leave you with this last thing. Have you ever seen this movie?
What am I looking at here?
What I'm showing her is pictures of the movie Toby Terrier. So this is okay. Oh my god, I need to breathe. Okay, so this is something that my mom used to show me and Danielle when we were kids. And what it is, and it's actually, here's the thing, it's actually, I'm totally a proponent for this because what they are they're little videos that are connected to a Toby Terrier plushie. Like the doll has like interaction with the movie, like when you're playing it, like it's crazy. But also the movies are all designed to like teach you like child safety. So like, for example, like this middle one, I think like safety first or whatever, or like, let's see.
So I can't make this like comparison in reality just because I don't know anything about what either of these is about, but I'm just kind of like, so it was the 90s Paw Patrol.
I guess. I don't know what Paw Patrol is.
Well, Paw Patrol is like a TV show for kids, but I guess they're coming out with a movie right now because I've seen a lot of previews for it. But like there's a police dog, there's a recycling dog, there's
probably
a firefighter dog.
Yeah, it probably was the 90s equivalent, only like it wasn't animated, it was all puppets.
Of course it was.
And honestly, like me and my sister recently revisited this like as adults. Like we found it on like YouTube and we were watching like the movies on YouTube, and they hold up. Like there's like jokes that are like adult content jokes. Like there's like a talk show dog, like the host of the talk show, and his name is like Barksenial Hall, and it's like really funny, like punny jokes like that. Yeah, so I'll leave you with that.
Right,
this podcast took a turn.
Well, right. I'm not at all necessarily sold. I'm not more sold on the idea of a pug. I'll just like leave that there. But hey, now I know some more facts about it.
Okay, well, that's absurd that you're not more sold on it. I take offense personally. Unsubscribe. You cannot tell me that like the little apricot or the silver pug didn't just warm your little heart.
I told you I really like the white pug. I'm saying I really like the white pug.
We're gonna turn you. You're gonna be a pug lover.
See, the thing for me, the real thing for me, it's not even that like it's the goofy personality or whatever. Like it's not that. It's just like, you know how much I dislike things that are high maintenance. Whereas that seems like a very high maintenance dog.
It is a high maintenance dog.
And I'm sure that any dog that I'd have, I'd love the dog.
Yeah.
Because I love animals and I love dogs.
Right.
But it looks really high maintenance.
It's 100%. I'm not here to ever say that they're not high maintenance because they are, but it's high maintenance that you're willing to do because they're your babies.
Anyway.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I know this was like not necessarily the content you thought you were setting up for, but it's what you got.
Yep.
All right. Thanks. We'll see you next week with Alex's teaching me something.
Bye.
Bye.